SKOL Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run out the score. You'll hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S, SKOL Vikings, let's go.
I'm not having this bullshit.
Viking Nation, prepare to enter Valhalla with the most entertaining podcast of the Minnesota Vikings. And now, Odin's Den with A-Train and the Hammer.
Oh, baby, we're back. It's Odin's Den, episode 118. You alive over there, boy?
A-Train, how the hell are you?
Doing pretty good. It's November. We're well into November. We won another game. Technically, it's my Friday night, even though it's Monday night, November 9th, because I have to do a little weekend action. This is my busy season at my day job, so I have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off for 3 weeks out of the year. So it's like nice. Friday night to me, baby.
I'm going to be working at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I don't envy that schedule.
It is what it is.
Gross. I usually wake up at 9 a.m. Anyway, all right. Yeah, and you went hunting this weekend, right?
Yeah, I went deer hunting with Hammer Senior.
And I'm assuming you didn't get anything.
I didn't see anything. I think the deer population in North Dakota is getting pretty slim pickings.
Or your spot sucks. Maybe your spot sucks.
I don't know. I got a deer 2 years ago in that same spot.
All right.
One
every 2 years, huh?
I have a pretty decent... Well, yeah, I just didn't get one last year. I got a pretty good spot. My dad actually knows a guy that owns some land, has a farm out in the area that we hunt, and he gives me permission to hunt in there. It's got a couple cornfields and everything. It's a pretty prime spot, actually.
Cool. Sounds pretty sweet. It is that time of year. I've never been a hunter myself, but I have no problem with it. Whatever floats your boat. I'm not a big outdoors in the cold, sit there watching nothing for hours kind of guy. I like to sit in front of a computer. So yeah, here we are.
Well, I like deer jerky, so.
Oh, I do too.
I do what I do.
I like the eating part, not the prepping part. All right. This is episode 118 of Odin's Den. Thank you for tuning in. Of course.
Purple Pain.
The Purple Pain forums, of course, we have to mention. Well, we don't have to mention them at all, actually.
I think we do.
I enjoy mentioning them and enjoy sending people their way. People are probably tired of hearing us talk about it. They're probably like, yeah, I already go on the damn forums.
I doubt that.
It's a spot to clap. Well, if by now, I mean, us talking about it every time, if you're already either not a part of the forum already, I don't know if us jamming it down your earlobe every episode is going to necessarily be like, fine, I'll finally check them out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, but so that means we wouldn't be getting any new listeners on any episode in the future, because you got to figure.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
New listeners here and there that.
You're right. I mean, I don't know
it for the first time. So.
I don't know. It's actually really hard to tell.
Well, you
it's
get
actually
bored
really hard to
so
tell.
easily. I wonder if you're just getting a little tired of saying it each time.
No, I'm not.
This is just the A-Train's attention span being the size of a gnat.
I'm a very practical, logical person. I want to be spending energy on something if it's, going to show a return. I have a lot of patience, but at the same time, I want to be doing something that's worthwhile.
Well, if you want to see a return on your investment, go to purplepainforums.com.
You're right.
Sign in. They have all sorts of incredible Viking discussion.
You're right.
That's the place to be. Go do it.
Your investment is carpal tunnel on your keyboard. Your return is great conversation.
Well, for real, though, I hate the physical act of typing. personally.
Okay.
Well, I do. I hate the physical act of typing.
Oh, is that why you never write a fucking blog for Odin's Den?
Yeah,
An article?
That is part of it. But
Wow.
as a guy that hates typing, even I sometimes still get onto purplepainforums.com and mash that keyboard for some Vikings talk.
You are a pretty big technological schlub.
Yes.
So the fact that you go on there is kind of a surprise. People probably think we're just saying that just to say that, but it's actually
No, we're
the
not.
truth.
But that's how good Purple Pain is as a website.
You're right.
I can't think of a better, website for a Viking fan to go to engage with other Viking fans.
See, as soon as Hammer went to the website, it was love at first sight.
Yes,
Hammer
sir.
likey.
Absolutely.
He played that music in the background, and he started eating a plate of spaghetti and shared it with Purple Pain Forums, and they met in the middle.
I actually did eat spaghetti and meatballs for lunch today.
All right.
I did, for real.
Check out purplepainforums.com. You're supposed to eat pizza like the drop says. I eat pizza.
I do eat my share of pizza also.
Well, I don't know about all your food choices, but most of them are pretty solid.
God damn it, I like the way you do business.
Oh, well, thank you.
Boring, but solid. Repetitive, but solid.
I'll take it.
Horrible, but solid. Oh, speaking of
shut
which,
up.
Johnny Carino's is now on DoorDash. So the next time that we hang out and we
Oh.
order some food, Johnny Carino's is on the menu.
I love that place.
And I'm sure nobody's listening has heard of it, but I digress.
A
All
little
right.
Italian restaurant here in Fargo.
Let's go ahead and chug along into episode. Yeah, we are out of Fargo. We can see AP's apartment from our condo, but still, Okay.
What?
Episode 118, the old joke, remember? Episode 118. Let's go ahead and dive into the news.
Back from battle with a Vikings update.
There's a couple things to cover, probably not even as long as that news intro that I've helped create. But what do we got going on, Hammer?
Oh, the Vikings just signed Cordry Tankersley to the practice squad.
That is a name of partial nightmares for dyslexic. Cordry Tankersley.
There
I
you
like
go.
the tank part.
A little surprised.
corner. We
that
still
he
need
was-
bodies, man. We
he was
still need bodies
available.
a corner.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
wow.
shocked that you think he's pretty solid, and how did we get him?
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
you're saying?
kind of wondering how he was available for us to get to the practice squad.
And who did he come
I
from?
mean, he was the Dolphins. He was a third-round pick in 2017.
Okay.
He played for Clemson. This is a guy that has a lot of potential with Zimmer coaching him.
All right.
I like this move.
Good. Good.
Good move.
It looks like before that, or I think we covered, no, we didn't cover that. It was just 2 days ago. Since the last podcast, which would have been Monday the 2nd, we actually on the 3rd, we protected Chase McLaughlin.
the
Yep,
kicker.
kicker. Chase McLaughlin on November 3rd. Should have been the day after the last pod fart. On the 6th, we placed Mark Fields the second on injured reserve. We activated Mataafa, who was in this game, by the way, getting
Yep.
to the quarterback, to the active roster from the practice squad. We also signed corner Dylan Mabin to the active roster from the Las Vegas Raiders practice squad. I like how it actually says the team he came from for that tidbit, even though it usually doesn't on Vikings.com. Thank you, Vikings.com.
It was Dylan Mabin.
Dylan Mabin, M-A-B as in boy, I-N.
I have no
Dylan
idea
Mabin.
who that is.
Dylan Mabin. Well, clearly, if the Raiders don't want him, who knows?
Well, does it say where he went to college
why
on
don't you-
what you're looking at?
Well, no, it doesn't say much. That's why I'm surprised it even says Las Vegas Raiders on Vikings.com transactions. Dylan Mabin, he's a corner for us. He played for Fordham.
Fordham?
Yeah, Fordham. If you like Ford trucks and you like Christmas ham, you can get yourself a Ford ham.
Okay, so he went into
He was an undrafted free agent in 2019. Yep.
Okay.
He was
I-
waived during the final cuts.
I had seen that transaction like a day or two ago, and went over my head just because I have no earthly idea who this guy is, where he played, whatever. So I don't know if this is a good move or not.
I mean, he seems like he did okay.
Had you ever heard of him before this?
No.
No?
You know, I don't really pay attention to college players, though, anyway, so that's literally
I
saying
figured I'd take a stab
nothing.
in the dark.
That's saying nothing. Well, I mean, true. I've heard of a couple. The most notable ones may be a cross by from one ear to the other side, hitting nothing in the middle.
You've heard of Trevor Lawrence, right?
Correct.
Okay, what?
Well, how could you not? How
what
could
team
you
does he
not?
play for? Go.
I have no clue.
Oh, you don't know who he
I have
plays
no
for?
fucking idea.
Ouch.
Ohio?
No.
I don't know.
He's the quarterback
Clemson?
for Clemson.
Clemson? Hey, that was the second one I just guessed before you said it. Roll the tape back on that. I actually guessed Clemson before you said it.
All right, I'll let you have that one.
All right.
I guess.
On the 7th, on November 7th, we elevated, love that verbiage, Brett Jones from the practice squad to the active roster. We also activated Abdullah Anderson, who I believe you were fawning over before the podcast.
That's another guy I didn't know who he was. I saw that in the news. I was like, who is that?
Abdullah Anderson.
So that's another one. I don't know if that was a good move or not.
It looks like a nice young man who played college at Bucknell.
Bucknell?
Yeah, your favorite school. I thought you were a college guy. You never even heard of these schools, man? What the fuck, bro?
I've heard of Bucknell.
What the fuck, bro?
I think that's an Ivy League school, right?
You're just baffled. I don't fucking know. You're just baffled over there. Why are you asking me questions, man?
But yeah, I didn't know that player.
All right.
So sorry.
I don't know college, but when it comes to producing a podcast, you better not step on the tracks.
Choo-choo, the A train will run right through it.
That's right.
Okay.
But I don't know no college. So Abdullah, he was activated. He's a defensive tackle. He was activated from our practice squad to the active roster via COVID-19 replacement. Yay.
I don't remember seeing any Anderson on the field.
I don't think he played. We don't need a DT starting right now. Or really, I thought we kind of had that covered for the most part, even though we're a little thin at that spot right now.
I'd say we've got a couple guys at the DT spot that are up and down. I mean,
well, yeah,
we're
missing our key players.
Well, we're missing Michael Pierce, which is huge.
Daniil Hunter, which is huger.
I think Shamar Steffen's kind of been up and down. Julio Johnson's kind of been up and down.
Hey, Shamar had a sack, okay? Leave Mr. Steffen alone, okay?
Okay.
He used to be a legendary Viking player.
I wouldn't say it's a move that we absolutely don't need to upgrade at all.
No, I didn't say that.
But I don't know if Abdullah Anderson's an upgrade or whatever, so we can move on.
And it's not a spot that I worry about. Our D-line is not a spot that I worry about. Corner is a spot that I worry about, even though we got a lot of young, good rookies. There's spots I worry about, there's spots I don't. D-line is not a spot that I'm worrying about.
Our D-line is starting to come together a little. Moving to Hercules Mataafa to defensive end, looking like a pretty good move.
Correct.
And we'll get into that later. As a rotational pass rusher and second long, third and longs, and that looks like a role he's taken to.
Good.
Excellent.
Roster exemption for cornerback Holton Hill. And then like you mentioned just today, we signed Tankersley. And that's all that's on this transaction page. I don't think I had any other news that I bookmarked beyond that. Do you?
No, sir.
All right. Don't call me sir. I'm not a respectable adult. All right, so if you're living under a rock,
asshole.
We beat the Lions 34-20.
That's right.
And unfortunately,
I won the score prediction game again.
Dinglenuts
Hammer's fighting
slipped
back.
out a win, so
3
now
and
he's got 3 wins. Whoop-dee-zing. You said 33-17. I said 24-22. You were closer. You were very close. Very close, actually.
Yeah, reasonably close.
The best you've probably guessed all year.
It's the closest I've come all year, I think.
To guess that and have somebody beat you would have been quite impressive. That did not happen because you had a very good guess. I tried to play the numbers game. I don't know what game you played. You just got very lucky, I guess.
Luck, it was skill.
I mean, you were thinking Lions were going to put up 30 points. We're going to hold them down pretty good. I mean, I wasn't that. I was the most far off on our score. I mean, I was off by 10 fucking points. Otherwise, I did okay on the Lions score, 22 to 20. So yeah.
I felt you were maybe giving the Lions a little too much credit, but the thing is, I've been wrong more this year. So
you have, yes.
I'm not gonna,
and I've been stumbling into win after win. So hell yes.
Hammer does have back-to-back wins now, baby.
Ding ding ding. Hammer in the nail. Hammer in the nail for that sweet, sweet sandwich.
Clawing back. I want that sub.
Yeah, whatever. All right. You know what? Before we actually get into the game, which is usually the last thing we do, let's actually look at some, we haven't looked at PFF grades, which is what we like to do every once in a while here.
Oh, okay.
Put a number to how people are kind of playing, even though it's not an end-all, be-all. We haven't looked at grades since Ronster was here.
So are these numbers going to be just for this game?
No, this is this whole season up till now.
Okay, whole season.
Whole season up till now. All right, so let's take a look.
What's your grade, bro? Brought to you by Pro Football Focus.
Hammer likey.
I know, settle down. All right. We're going to get to it here. Okay, so let's just go over a few key points here. This is, again, second win in a row, bright spot, everybody's happy. The team is performing well on both sides of the ball. Delvin's a beast. Things are kind of clicking right now for the most part. We're not embarrassing ourselves. We got a couple wins back to back. So we don't need to dig for a bright spot per se, but here's still some further bright spots for you to put a smile on your November face as we approach the holidays. Kirk Cousins is he's ranked 11th out of 35 quarterbacks. He has an 80 overall grade right now. Not amazing, not horrible. Could be worse. I like his limited role that he now has. And just hang on to the fucking ball. If we look into wide receivers, Justin Jefferson is ranked second in the entire NFL out of 115 wide receivers.
Oh, wow.
He has a 90.2 grade, and he's ranked, I'll say that again, second.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Adam Thielen is fourth out of the 115 wide receivers. So we got that nice tandem again right there. Even though I feel like it's been a little bit more of a quiet season for Thielen.
We have two of the top four wide receivers in the entire NFL. That's a pretty tight stranglehold on the nuts.
Which is kind of surprising with how poor Kirk's played this year. In a way, it's like, we do? With kind of how Kirk has looked and how we've been losing more than winning and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, again, trying to be positive in this segment.
Well, I think PFF does try to separate the individual because PFF.
Oh, yeah, it has nothing to do with the fucking Vikings. They're just studying Adam Thielen, how he's running his routes, how he's getting separation, how he's catching the ball. Yeah,
because I think when PFF looks at a play, like if they see that Thielen completely torched the guy that was covering him, but Cousins just threw it to someone else, whatever. I mean, they're gonna call that as a good play for Thielen.
Correct.
So, yeah, that isn't super surprising to me.
Correct. He has an 86.6, and he is fourth. I don't think there's. Well, yeah, that's it for for wide receiver. I mean, Olabisi's there. Tajay Sharp is a great.
I thought Olabisi was going to have a bigger year than he's had.
Olabisi's got a 63. Could be worse. Could be better. We haven't used him. Let's see here. Where's my snap count? This is kind of a different looking PFF here for this season. Where's my snap counts here? Right there. Okay, so he is. He's had 120 snaps, but I mean, Thielen's had yes. Thielen, just to put this into perspective, Justin Jefferson's had 356 offensive snaps. And and BC's had 120. BB's had 150.
Yeah, a game or two into the season, Jefferson overtook Olabisi for the number 2 receiver spot for sure.
Right. But yeah, I mean, Tajay Sharp is out there with a 53 grade. BB's got a 54 grade. He's, again, more special team, so whatever. Moving on to running back, Alexander Madison is 19th out of the 58 running backs. He has a 71.9. Green, that's green. It's solid. Solid, doing great. We love him. Amir
he'd
Abdullah.
Be starting on some other teams.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I still think it's the best tandem in the fucking league. Amir Abdullah has a 69.1. Of course, very limited role, some more special teams in there. Mike Boone, too, very limited. He has a 64.2. Very low snap count. Both those two have a very low snap count as a running back. That's not counting any other thing that they're doing. And whether they're being a gunner, whether they're fucking returning kicks, that's got nothing to do with it. And Delvin, of course. Delvin has a 91.2. Guess what he is out of the 58 running backs, Hammer?
First.
You're right, motherfucker. You are correct.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, sure is. He has a 91.2. Just going hog wild. 290 fucking snaps. Doing the damn thing. CJ Ham holding it down at fullback. He's got a 54.7 grade. He's 8th out of 12 fullbacks.
See, that seems a little low.
Attaboy.
That seems a little low to me.
Well, let's break down why. They give him a 57 for his running, which he doesn't really do a lot.
That's a limited sample size.
They give him a 38 for receiving. Again, he hasn't really done much of that probably. They give him a 76 for pass block and a 59 for run block. So they're looking at both ways that he's blocking for both types of plays.
His run blocking feels like it should be more
it's pretty much a 60. It's a 59.9. You might as well call that a fucking 60.
It feels like it should at least be in the 70s, but I don't know, that's just me.
I mean, his pass is a pretty nice green with a 76.
See, that sounds a little more right.
Right. Okay.
All right.
He's out there doing the dang thing. Irv Smith Jr., about middle of the pack on tight ends. He has a 67.3. Rudy is 17th out of 67 tight ends. He's got a solid 70 out there, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
He's 17th out of. I mean, it's a very volatile position that. Well, a lot of the people that used to dominate that position are not dominating it anymore. It's a very
Rudolph's
up and down.
Is that largely on pass catching? Or is he actually getting better as a blocker?
I would say that his most influential piece of his grading is receiving.
Okay.
Receiving is the biggest. That's a 72 for him.
All right.
His blocking is a 66 and a 61. That passing alone is a 72 for him. So that's kind of bringing his average up to that 70 total. Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the offensive line here. Of course, O'Neal leading with an 80.2. Brian O'Neal is 12th out of 74 offensive linemen.
See, I think he's our best offensive lineman.
And not many people would agree. Actually, I apologize. That's tackle. That's out of 74 tackles in the NFL. He's 12th. Riley Reif is 36th. He has a 71.2. Reif is being...
He's
being
a decent
Reif,
left tackle. He is what he is.
He's being all right. He's showing up. He's doing his job. He's not sucking too much. Drew Samia is 79th out of 79 for guards. He has a 33.3, 270. That's not a small sample size. He's got 272. That's a decent sample size. Get rid of him. You're fired. Dakota Dozier is 68th out of 79, so barely better. He has a 52 PFF grade with 490 snaps. Holy shit. Pat Elflein has a 60 grade, very 52 sample size. Yeah.
I think Ezra Cleveland has taken over his job at right guard.
He's got a 63.2, 166 sample size. He's not ranked yet. Because he's only played a couple of games, but he's got a 63. He's already graded better by PFF than Drew and Dakota and technically Pat.
Yeah, after 3 starts or whatever it's been.
Yeah. So fucking Garrett Bradbury is a 68.9. Got to go up for him here at center. He's the 9th ranked center out of 38 centers.
Yeah.
With a 68.9. Solid. Plenty of snaps.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Bradbury.
Yeah, and then at the bottom, Rashad Hill, as far as tackles goes, he actually has a 73.1. Not bad, young man. Only 8 snaps.
Yeah.
But he's got a 73.1. Not too shabby, sir.
Yeah, I think we got 3 really solid O-linemen to build on for the future.
Yeah.
Brian O'Neal, Garrett Bradbury, Ezra Cleveland. Whether Ezra Cleveland ends up playing right guard or he's our left tackle of the future, either way, we got 3 guys we can build around and have
Correct.
long term.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hammer likey.
And Drew Samia gives you a real big
Hammer likey. Oh, what?
yeah. Or no, maybe it's
I'm not having this bullshit.
Well, I did like Drew Samia coming out of college. I mean, I saw him play at Oklahoma, and I am a little surprised he's played this bad. I thought he'd be better than this.
maybe he should go back to college.
I don't think that's possible, but okay.
Bwah, 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 bwah. All right, let's get to the defense here. Let's not dink around too much.
Oh, okay.
We run a tight ship here. That's pretty
No,
much.
we don't.
It's a very loose ship. And loose lips sink ships. That's pretty much all the offensive side of the ball, though. So looking at the defensive side of the ball, let's see here. Chris Jones is out there with a 43. Of course, that's a fairly small snap count at this point. It's like 64.
Are we looking at corners first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm looking at corners first. They actually have a couple different types of snap counts there, and then of course a total. But yeah, Chris Jones has 64 snaps with a 43. Mark Fields only has 20 snaps, but he has a 66 grade. Cameron, here we go. Let's get into the juicy part.
Ooh, Cam Dantzler.
Cam
what's
Dantzler,
his
he's
grade?
81 out of 116 corners with a 52.4. Moink, moink,
All the
moink,
potential in the
moink.
world.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming he'll turn it around, but
I'm
he's
thinking
so
he
new.
will.
He's so new. He's so new. He doesn't know what he's doing, you know? He's so new. Harrison Hand. Give him a hand. He's got a 61.7.
Oh, interesting.
Chris Boyd is higher than Cam Dantzler. He's 64th out of 116 corners with a 58.3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Holton Hill is kind of garbage. He's got a 42.6. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's been the corner I've been the most disappointed with so far.
Trash City.
He's been worse than I thought he would be.
Jeffrey Gladney is leading the whole pack he's 51 out of the 116 corners. He has a 60.8. They give that young man a 90 at run defense.
Yeah.
A 90, sir.
He looked pretty good in this game against the Lions. I know he made a couple tackles in the running game.
Honestly, if they weren't giving him that 90, he wouldn't be looking too good.
Oh, the pass coverage isn't up to snuff with him yet?
His pass rush is a 49. His coverage is a 54.
Yeah, that's the more important number.
He's barely cracking 50 on his grades, and then you look at run D and it's like 90. Like that's elite. That's an elite grade.
Well, he's getting better. I mean, he looked pretty good that last game. He is improving as we go.
He's got to tighten up that coverage, though.
Well,
and that's the main part of his job, not fucking stopping runs.
Well, Gladney was
should be covering
pretty
wide
solid
receivers
with coverage last week.
Yeah. All right.
This week, whatever.
Curtis Riley, 48. Josh Metellus, 39. George Iloka, 36. I'm just going to power through these. Ant-Man, let's get to safety. Yeah, safeties.
That's a little sad that Metellus has a higher grade than Iloka.
Well, both of them have very small, like under 50 snap counts.
Mm-hmm.
So they almost shouldn't even be coming out of our mouths. But Ant-Man here in safeties, he's 34 out of 87 safeties. He has a 64.8 overall. The most thing they like about him is his run D. Otherwise, he's looking not too hot. Harry, obviously, not elite this year. He's 12 out of 87 safeties. He has a 73.
Anthony Harris?
Yes. Ant-Man, and then, yes, Anthony Harris, and then Harry the Hitman, Harrison Smith. He's 12th out of 87 with a 73.
Oh, okay.
Yippee. Let's go into linebackers. The brand new boy on the block, Todd Davis, busting out of the gate with a 70.2. Attaboy. Tip of my hat.
Yeah, not
Hardy.
bad for a guy we just picked up.
Let's just power through some jobbers here, as they call them in the wrestling business.
Okay.
Hardy Nickerson has a 28.9.
Ooh.
Keep up the good work. Ryan Connolly has a 30.3 with one snap. Keep up the good work. Troy Dye has a 44.1 with 67 snaps. Keep up the good work. Gideon
didn't really
hasn't
notice
played.
him this last game.
Apparently, he's been out there for 67 snaps on the season, and he's not doing too hot.
I wonder how many snaps he got
It's in the specific
against the
game.
Lions.
Yeah. I don't think that shows me that.
Well, I didn't really notice
yeah.
him all that much, so he might not have had that many.
Quack, quack, Oregon Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gideon, of course, nothing. Eric Wilson is the 41st best linebacker out of 84 linebackers. They're giving him a 54.7. Ouchies. They do give him pretty solid grade, though, at pass rush. He does get a 69. I love the Erics, my Twin Tower Erics. Eric Kendricks, the meat and the potatoes of the
he's
defense.
a stud.
He is 8th out of 84 linebackers in the NFL. He has a 78.2, and he has an 81 specifically in coverage.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, and no hint of sarcasm on that one. Anthony Barr, of course, out, but wrapping up a solid low-key performance like usual with a 47.5. He's never that impressive on PFF, so that's okay. Abdullah Anderson already pulling in a grade of 61.9 with 10 snaps.
Oh, he had 10 snaps on
He had 10 snaps.
against the Lions.
See, that's
Huh.
the thing. You can see specifics about that game if that's the only game they played.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm looking at totals for 2020. Twinner. You know what I mean?
See, I didn't
I'm assuming you
notice
could
that.
find game breakdown somewhere else, but right here, what I got on this PFF that I'm paying for,
Sure.
this is all I got. It's season total.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. Armon Watts is a 58.4, getting into the D-line.
That sounds about right.
Shamar Steffen. He's actually 40th out of 117 at his position. He's got a 69.1.
Well, he's
Holding it
really
down
good
average.
against the run. I'm
He is.
guessing that.
He is. When he used to be out there with Griff, Daniil, Linval, I mean, he was helping make that a really good run D.
Yeah.
Because he left and came back. I always liked the guy. No, he's not a superstar, but he's
Yeah.
always been solid in doing his job.
He's not gonna be a super flashy,
No.
pass rusher, but
No.
he covers the run. The thing is, we've been playing him at 3-tech a lot of the time that he's been here, and he's a more natural 1-tech.
Right. So we're kind of forcing him into something he wasn't used to, and he's not surrounded by superstars right now,
Yeah.
like he was
That's
in the
fair.
past. Like he was in the past. So now on his own, he's still kind of a decent spot on the D line, but he's not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not a Daniil Hunter. It's okay. Did I do that? Jaleel Johnson is 104th out of 117 at his defensive position. He's got a 47.7. Ouchies.
Very up and down.
I'll power through a few rotational jobbers here. James Lynch has a 50.2. Hercules Mataafa has a 57. All of these are around 50 snaps or not even. Eddie Yarbrough has a 30.3. Jalen Holmes has a 57.2. Fadi Adenabo has a 64.2. And Wanham has a 52.6. That's pretty much everybody.
There might be a couple guys in that group that won't be with the team next year. I mean, Jaleel Johnson's in a contract year.
And I hope we keep Jaleel.
I believe Jalen Holmes is in a contract year.
Yeah.
Or maybe he has one more year left after this year.
There's
Jaleel
already
Johnson,
been-
I know. He's in a contract year.
There's already been a lot of changes, man. Just going to keep making changes. Jalen Holmes has a 69.1 coverage grade. Hachi machi.
I'm guessing that's a pretty limited sample size.
Man, he's just running down covering wide receivers. This guy's great. This guy's great. Go Buckeyes, huh?
Yeah.
I love this because looking at their profile, it breaks down everything: height, weight, speed,
It
where
shows you
he
what
went to
college they
school,
played
yeah,
at.
draft year, round. I mean, it's got pretty much everything about him. And then his defensive grade, his run grade, his pass grade, his coverage.
Is
grade.
Jalen Holmes drafted in 2018?
Yes,
Okay, so he does have
Round
one more
4.
year after this year.
round 4, selection 102.
Okay, so that's he's not in a contract year, but Jaleel is.
Okay. All right. I think that about wraps up. Yeah, that about wraps up all the grades.
The PFFs.
Yeah, I always find those interesting to go through. Dan did miss a kick. We'll get into that in the game. He's got a 59.3. Colquitt's got a 60. take that as you will, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Well, with the kicking problems we've had before, I'll actually take that.
Yeah, it sucks to see a miss again, but the Lions were still more of a laughing point than we were, obviously. So, all right. That's enough of the PFF grades. Let's go ahead and get into the game itself. The Lions came home to Valhalla, US Bank Stadium. And, I think we did pretty good. I think I could sum it up with pretty good, pretty solid game. Me and you kind of refreshed ourselves in the first half because you were traveling abroad with your rifles in hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, I listened to the first quarter and a half of the game on the radio because I was driving back from the deer hunting with Hammer Senior.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do remember from listening to it on the radio the way back was Ben Lieber. They cut to him, and Lieber was saying on the radio that Ezra Cleveland still looks just as good as he did in the Packer game the week before.
Good.
Getting off the ball, moving good, pushing guys around.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, the rest of the game when I saw it, and then you were kind enough to set up your Game Pass for me so I could run through that early part of it quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ezra Cleveland still looked pretty good, but like I said last week, you got to temper the expectations a little bit because
it is the Lions.
It's the Lions. They're a bad run defense, just like the Packers are last week. This game coming up against the Bears, like I said last week,
a better test.
This is a better test. If Ezra Cleveland still looks good and he's standing up to the Chicago Bears front seven,
right?
Pushing guys around and has a good game,
then you'll have some real hope to hang on to.
Well, then I might start thinking we should maybe just have Ezra Cleveland be our right guard of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the plan has been for him to be our left tackle of the future.
Okay.
I think we drafted him with the idea of replacing Riley Reif with him next year. But if he keeps playing at right guard the way he is, God, I don't know if I want to move him,
Right. Well, it's not up to you, young man. Thank God. Thank God.
But, well, where do you fall on that? Because I fall under the thinking that if you have an offensive lineman that's doing really well in the spot that he's in right now, you don't mess with that. You don't move him.
I would vote that, especially with our fucking O-line problems. Yes, I would 1,000% say that. But I don't think the front office sees it the same way we as fans see it.
That could be. I mean, I don't want to move Brian O'Neill to left tackle. I want to keep him at right tackle because that's where he is, and we know he's really good there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know this Bears
if it ain't
game
broke,
coming
don't
up,
fix it, man.
That's the barometer.
All right. Otherwise, I thought the O-line looked solid. You were very surprised by a trap play that you got to see on the replay.
Oh yeah,
that trap play.
Yeah,
where
right after Prater missed the field goal.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, I think it was still. The very next
Dozier kind of looped down.
The very first play they ran was a trap play, and Dakota Dozier pulled and came across the line and blocked Reggie Ragland, I think it was.
And it was him and Ham kind of made the hole, and
it stood out so much because
to you apparently, I was just like, what?
Well, yeah, I had to slow it down and point it out to you what I was looking at and everything, but
I done crossed my eyes.
Poor little A-Train, doesn't recognize game film. But anyway, then the next play they ran on second one, it was not a traditional inside zone run like we've been doing all year, and it was like another 10-yard run, first down for Dalvin. It was interesting that seeing that trap play. I'm not sure I saw a trap play the whole year.
Hammer likey.
Overall, I was, again, you could say that the Lions don't have that great of a run defense or a defensive line, but just in general, I'm liking how we're clicking on offense. I'm liking how we're running the ball. It's the Dalvin show again, kind of. We spread it around a little bit more this game than last game, but I'm liking something's starting to happen.
Well,
something's kind of starting to click.
How much of an indictment is that on the Detroit D-line, though, that instead of running a zone play like every other one, we said, you know what, let's just run a power trap.
Let's do a trap.
A power trap.
They're not going to see it coming.
Maybe they were just trying to catch him off guard. But,
right. Might not see it coming.
Yeah, or doing a zone, doing some zone players and saying, hey, let's run a power play and still getting 9 yards on it.
They gave enough time for Kirky Boy and Dalvin to do their thing. Kirk, fairly solid game, 13 for 20, 220 yards, 3 TDs, no turnovers, which is the best part.
That's the important thing. Yep.
I don't think he technically got sacked. He got hit when he was throwing that one time, and when the ball.
I think he did get sacked once.
Did he get sacked? Because I remember that time when who was it who gave up the? He was super close. Remember, we're watching that one. We went back and watched it again. Kirk threw and the ball kind of just flung wildly. That's the only time they really got to him for the most part.
Well, Desmond Trufant did sack Kirk Cousins once.
Okay,
I think you're remembering a 3rd and 2 play where we play actioned and Cousins rolled out to the left and there was someone in his face and he jumped through it to Kyle Rudolph and Rudolph wasn't able to catch it.
Nope.
Well, that's not the play you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of when he threw. It would have been to his right, and it just kind of flopped and went down to nobody was around because he got hit as he threw.
Oh, okay.
Remember that one?
He did get. There was a tip pass in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, we didn't really give up the ball. What we did was we took the fucking ball away from them. That's what we did.
Well, do you consider blocked punt a turnover? Because, I mean, they did block 2 of our punts.
True. Yeah, I don't want to. That's the only part of the game I'd rather not
I'm not
talk
sure
about.
I don't think they call that as like a quote-unquote
a real turnover. Right. It just goes out in the book as a block punt. It's its own statistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that essentially that is a turnover, I suppose.
Right.
Block punt, but.
Yeah. Get it one way or you get it another way.
Boy, Mike Boone definitely messed up a block on that first one, I think it was.
Yeah, we still got some questionable young guys on special teams as well.
And I know Zimmer said he needs to keep guys on point more for special teams. So
we used to have one of the best special teams units in the fucking NFL, I thought, 4 or 5 plus years ago or whatever it was, but not no more.
Oh, with back when Mike Prefer was still the special teams coach?
I think so, yeah. I think so. But yeah,
maybe Marwan Malouf needs to take a little more accountability.
Yeah, everybody should have their own accountability.
Yeah, that's true.
But I like how we're clicking a lot better. But yeah, Kirky Boy did great. Of course, Justin Jefferson was 3 for 4, 64 yards. Dalvin Cook actually was 2 for 2 with 46 yards. Rudy had a lot more action than he usually has. He was 3 for 4 with 40 yards. Thielen was 2 for 5 with 38 yards.
Thielen had a bad drop in the end zone.
Yeah.
That pass towards the end of the game, Thielen absolutely should have caught that. It was actually a really good throw from Cousins.
Surprisingly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He did overthrow, I think, once in this game, though. Forget when or who, but I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Well, that's...
A-Train saw it with his own 2 eyes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, of course, it wasn't quite the Dalvin show, but 22 carries, not the 30, 206 yards, not the 3 TDs or 4 TDs, whatever the fuck he had. Just the 2.
It felt like 30 carries just because every time he carried it, he was popping 10-yard,
right.
5 to 8-yard. 70-yard. I mean,
he juked that one guy out of his fucking socks when Kirk threw to him.
Pass,
Yep, he juked him out of his socks on ice skates, as we like to say.
I think that was the exact phrase Paul Allen used on the radio too. I think I was listening to that play on the radio when it happened.
We got to get some PA replay audio clips back on the show again, like the Linval touchdown. We got to get some of those back from game to game. I should just be playing.
Well, Paul Allen has some absolutely timeless radio calls for sure.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Dalvin averaged 9.4 yards a carry. What the fuck?
Wow.
What the fuck? Madison had 12 carries. No slouch himself is the best tandem in the league. 12 carries, 69 yards, 5.8 yards per. I mean, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man?
Madison had over half the carries Cook did.
Right.
Dalvin had 22 carries. Madison had 12.
Right.
That's a good ratio.
Right. You got to give Dalvin a little bit of a break, you know.
Well, he's got to be gassed after running 70 yards for a touchdown.
Right. Oh, that was so beautiful. So beautiful. But yes. Any other comments on offense?
Well,
as we chug along.
I mean, God, the Lions looked so overmatched the whole day, their defense. The thing is, though, I mean, we moved the ball really well against the Packers too. It's got to be a combination of our offense kicking ass and Detroit being that bad.
Kind of.
It's got to be a combination, but Vikings should get some credit.
I mean, we're both 3-5 now, so can you give them too much shit? Because we got the same winning record at this point in the season. I mean, and I feel like they're just a bunch of our leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner. You got AP over there. You got Everson Griffin over there, who I didn't really see. I think he was a very backup rotational position with them. You got fucking J-Ron Curse, who I used to like and missed and then don't miss anymore. Who else? I think that was about it. But leftover
I'm not
city
thinking
over
of
there,
anything
man.
else offhand.
They have a bunch of veterans that are like we're solid. They don't have Swift looked all right. Swift look all right. Obviously
DeAndre
AP
Swift
ain't
looked
doing.
okay.
Obviously AP ain't doing too much anymore these days.
Well, AP with what I think game flow kind of hurt AP's production.
True.
The times that he did touch the ball, I thought AP looked okay.
Right.
He's not going to be busting 70-yard runs too much anymore, but
right.
He was. I mean, he was running hard and he was tough to bring down at times.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, yep. He ain't gonna get those touchdowns anymore.
I told you and I told you. Touchdown.
So yeah, we. So it was. Let's see here. I'm just trying to think of all of our touchdowns.
Irv Smith had 2 of them.
Cook dove in for the first one. Remember that was kind of the close one on the goal line there, with the knee down. So he did that. Yeah. Then Then we did the short pass. To Irv for 9 yards. There was a part later in the game I was super proud of us. We were right at I fucking hate being in the red zone. I hate being at the 1 yard line. Later in the game, we're at the 1 yard line. It must have been the second Irv Smith touchdown. Or maybe it was Abdullah. One of the two.
Abdullah's was like a 20-yard catch.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But later in the third quarter, we're at the 1 yard line, and we tried to jam it in, and it didn't go anywhere. And I fucking hate being in that position and being so predictable every time. And I was screaming into my head, just short pass to the fucking side. And then they did it. And lo and behold, it fucking worked. Whoa, what a concept.
You should be a coach, A-Train.
I should. You're not doing a predictable run jam ass up the middle and everybody's jumping on top of each other. And it's just a short pass to the side and it worked. Holy shit, what a revelation. We passed short to the left to Irv Smith for a 1 yard touchdown. Oh, my God.
Well, on a serious note, I think Kubiak's play calling has been pretty spot on the last few games.
I think it's been great. Not every game this season, but the last 2, I think it's been fine. I think it's been great. And I was so happy to see them do that. I really was. I fucking hate watching people just try to jam it in with runs at the 1 yard line and they don't get anywhere and they get stopped. And everybody's piling up in the middle and it's so predictable and so stupid and so boring. I love seeing them short passes, baby. Keep them guessing.
I don't mind seeing a 1 yard rushing touchdown.
I mean, it works, but we tried and didn't get anywhere. Well, and it's like, it's something else.
Yeah, it's just...
Hey, look, you did it. It worked. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's good to mix it up.
Come on, man. All right. Anyway.
I mean, the play action at the 1 yard line isn't going to work if that's all you do. You sometimes do have to try to run it to show that you will, show them they have to cover both of them. And so
So let's get into the defense.
Alrighty.
I don't think they took the ball away from us at all, did they?
Oh,
let me look at my
Cousins
team
didn't
stats
throw
here.
any picks. I don't think we fumbled.
Yeah,
I mean, just aside from the 2 blocked punts.
Correct. They threw 3 fucking picks. That's the beautiful part. Our defense had a little bit of a game. We had a lot of .5s out there. We essentially had 2 sacks. Partial credit. It was 2 combination partial credits.
Yeah, well, I know Shamar Stephan and Hercules Mataafa kind of...
Yeah.
They each shared a sack.
And then Watts and Wilson
shared
one as well.
Yeah.
But in my mind, let's just call that 2 sacks.
Yeah, we had 2 sacks.
Comboed up. But that was fantastic. Picks aplenty. Harry the Hitman got a beautiful pick and had a pass deflected. Kendricks had a pick and a pass deflected. Wilson had a pick and a pass deflected. He actually got 16 yards on his interception.
I think the most impressive interception was the Eric Kendricks one in the back of the end zone. Because the Harrison Smith pick, Chase Daniel just overthrew his guy by 10 yards.
Right.
That was just a horrendous overthrow.
And just to touch on that quickly, we sacked Safford and then they sat his ass. And their backup quarterback came in. So let's not brag too much about this win because they were using their 11-year veteran backup quarterback, who's probably pretty much the equivalent of fucking Sean Hill. But yes, go on.
Well, he looked really bad on that pick.
Yes, he did.
Overthrew his guy a good 10 yards, and Smith was just right there for the pick. The Eric Wilson pick, that was just as much Zimmer's defense confusing Stafford as anything else.
I think I remember that one because he was kind of hanging and then just cut over right in front of that guy he was passing to, popped up, grabbed it, and fucking took off.
Yeah, well, that was a classic case of Stafford thought it was man-to-man.
Right.
He thought Eric Wilson would run with the guy that was running the crossing route, I think it was.
And he stopped and came back.
But it was a zone.
Yeah.
Wilson had the middle of the field, and he just read the pass, jumped in front, and got the pick. That was a case of Zimmer confusing Stafford into a bad throw. But that Eric Kendricks pick, was it T.J. Hawkinson? I think he was covering that play, and he was right with him, just sticky, perfect coverage, and made a great play to get the pick. That was an impressive pick.
The Erics had a day, I tell you what. Eric's had a day.
We tried to blow it, and the defense got picks to. We had a block punt, set him up. We got a pick to. Eric Wilson got a pick to stop the points. All right, perfect. We got the momentum now. Block punt, oh great, here we go. Now it's like that pick didn't happen. Then Eric Kendricks gets another interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
To deny them points again.
Yeah.
What a defensive effort.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Our defense gave up more yards than you'd like. There were, to be fair, there were a lot of plays where the Lions gashed us, for yards. And we got turnovers and
Nobody's
made the big
perfect.
plays when we needed them.
So. That's I think the bigger thing to focus on.
Okay.
Than a little gashing here and there.
Yeah, glass half full.
Nobody's perfect.
I like it.
Nobody's perfect, especially with this young, hurt defense.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, man.
That is fair.
We did get 3 tackles for loss. Love to see those on the board like sacks. Chris Boyd. Let's touch on Chris Boyd. Pretty solid game.
Yeah, he had a pretty nice day in coverage.
Did fuck up that touchdown.
He whiffed on a tackle with Marvin Jones.
Pretty fucking hard.
Touchdown, yeah.
Otherwise, I would say the young man had a solid day. He had
I agree with that.
8 tackles, 3 assists. He had a tackle for loss. Gladney
Not
was
bad for a 7th-round pick, huh?
Yeah. Gladney had 5 tackles, 2 assists, a tackle for loss. Jaleel also had a tackle for loss.
Jeff Gladney looked pretty good.
Jaleel had a great stop out there.
Jaleel had nothing
not his
down.
best day,
Yeah.
but he did have one nice stop. He did have that one nice stop.
He did.
And he's like, did I stop that? But yeah, Gladney, yeah. I have no real, but besides the Boyd giving up, I have no real complaints about the defense overall, let alone the corners in this game. I feel like for working with what we got again, and then, the circumstances and the young folks, I think we had a pretty solid game on defense. And again, you could say, it's the Lions. Whatever, man. We played all right. We came out there and we fucking played, man. We played hard.
Well, I'm not going to say that so much. The Lions' offense is more respectable than their defense. Granted, Kenny Golladay was injured, which took some of the pressure off our corners, but still.
They've kept Matt Stafford for like 15 years for a reason. He's actually a pretty solid fucking quarterback.
Yeah, he's not a bad QB, and the Lions actually do have a pretty good offensive line, too, which showed at times because they did run the ball on us here and there. But
Swift gashed us a little bit.
Yeah, AP had a couple nice runs, too, and everything, but... yeah, for the number of guys we have hurt, pretty decent effort from the D.
Right. Yeah. AP, normally I don't go to the other team's stats, but just out of pure curiosity, Swift had 13 carries for 64 yards, average 4.9.
That's,
Not horrible, not amazing either,
that's
but not
pretty
awful.
good.
It's solid.
4.9.
It's solid.
That's pretty
above
good.
average, slightly above average.
Oh, well, average
Above
is
average?
about 4.
Yeah, true.
4.9, that's almost a full yard per play above average.
That's true.
That's pretty good. Or that pretty bad for us.
Oh, Kerryon Johnson did better than AP. Check this out, Hammer.
Okay.
AP had 8 carries for 29 yards, averaging 3.6.
Oh, all right. That's
Pretty
actually,
whatever.
That's pretty decent for us, actually.
Kerryon Johnson had 4 carries, 29 yards also, and averaged 7.3.
Oh, interesting.
LOL. Poor Adrian Peterson. He's just trying to cash a check to feed his 10 kids.
Yeah, I was maybe paying more attention to AP, I guess.
Well, I mean, we are Vikings fans.
Yeah.
He has a fucking legendary name that we'll never fucking forget, and he'll be a future Hall of Famer. No big deal. You were a little distracted. It's okay. It's okay. You like the way...
You forgive me?
Yeah, you're going to have to ask Valhalla for that. That's not up to me. That's up to the big man Odin upstairs. You're going to have to ask him.
No.
Either way, yes. All right. I was going to play a drop there, but I don't know what to play. Yeah, anyway, fuck these Lions stats. Yards, we were close, 421 to 487. Passing, they had 292, we had 212. We led in the total yards. Rushing obviously dominated their asses.
Yeah.
We had 275, they had 129. Average yards per play, we dominated with 8.9 to 5.7. Head exploding. Points scored, obviously. Fumbles lost. Nobody lost a fumble. We forced one.
It's pretty good offense on both sides of the ball.
We had a stat for a forced fumble, but nobody lost it. Interception thrown, they did 3, we did none. Beautiful. Sacks allowed. We allowed 1. They allowed 2. Third down efficiency, they were 50%. We were 40%. That's kind of interesting. Time of possession.
Oh, let me guess. The Lions won time of possession.
For the second game in a row,
Yeah.
I wish I had the music queued up. The Lions had 32 minutes and 49 seconds. The Minnesota Vikings had 27 minutes and 11 seconds, and we won the game.
Over the course of a season, the cumulative effective time of possession is massive.
It feels like you're talking a little bit too fast, so you might fall on your face.
Hey, your defense gets injured less when they're on the field less. Time of possession is important, damn it.
Yeah. Which unit would you rather have on the field?
The offense.
But what if they're so good at scoring, they're not on the field long. They just go down and score, and then they're off the field.
Well, that's what we saw this game.
Yes,
We were
exactly.
scoring
Exactly.
Super quick.
Like, in theory, if your offense is amazing and you can score at will, your offense should never be on the field. AKA, you should be throwing up points like a motherfucker and always losing time of possession. This has always been my theory in my head, that if your team kicks ass and can score at will, you ain't going to win time of possession. Now, your defense better pull their pants up for the rest of the fucking evening, but...
That's amazing that the team that wins time of possession wins like 65% or...
Oh, it should be
of all
higher
games.
than that if you carry the ones and then you chessboards.
All right, you done?
Chessboards.com. You can visit them right after the purplepaneforums.com.
I bought a nice
chessboard.
chess set.
Buy you a chessboard, yeah, that you never get to use. Maybe we should play chess this winter, Hammer,
Well, we should.
while we listen to Everlast and drink eggnog.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that.
Hammer likey.
Settle down over there. Settle down.
Yeah,
All
hammer
right.
likey. Yeah.
I think penalties. Ooh, they had 3. We had 9. Yikes! We pulled the Packers and pulled 9 penalties out of our ass. Anyway,
I don't remember really any.
all 9 of those
mistakes
penalties.
Well, I don't remember any mistakes from the referees. I don't know.
That was a Super Bowl fucking calling referee team that's been around for 11 years.
Yeah, I don't remember any mistakes. I'm guessing this just wasn't.
You called something ticky-tack.
There
was
was
second quarter before you started watching, I think.
Pass interference on Chris Jones.
5-minute mark.
I was kind of. I didn't think I would have thrown that one, but
the Chris's, baby. We got the Erics and we got the Chris's. Chris Jones, Chris Boyd, Eric
yep.
Wilson, Eric Hendricks, who I'm wearing his jersey right now. My boy,
yeah,
Eric
you
Hendricks.
are. You got the big 5'4".
Eric Hendricks, baby. I bought this very pointy, non-official Chinese jersey. Don't tell anybody.
So, yeah, this wasn't a completely perfect game from us. Committed too many penalties, allowed a couple block punts. There's definitely things to clean up from this game.
There's pretty much things to clean up every fucking game. Anyway, broken record. Anyway, is that any final thoughts about this Lions game?
The play calling on the defensive side of the ball I thought was pretty good this game too. I thought Zimmer mixed it up nice. Had a couple blitzes dialed up. Switched it up for some zone and man to man because we saw plays with both. Play calling both sides thought it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Execution was good in some spots and lacking in others. It's right. Just was what it was, but this game mostly went how I thought it would. Hence my score prediction being pretty close.
I didn't feel like we were going to lose. I felt comfortable going into it that we were going to win. It's the Lions, even after the struggle of a season, but you never know.
Yeah, I thought so too. The second half of this game, there wasn't a single moment where it really felt like the Lions were going to mount this great comeback and beat us.
And then we kept getting those picks to seal the fucking momentum deal.
Well, especially after Stafford got hurt too.
Yeah,
I guess that's part of it. But.
I was like, number 4's in? Great. Brett Favre's out there? All right. All right, let's look forward to the future. Let's keep the winning streak alive. Can we make it 3? We're about ready we could sweep the leg on all 3 division rivals. I think that's called a sweep in the baseball business.
That would be very nice.
An NFC North sweep. We beat the Packers 28-22. We beat the Lions 34-20. Why can't we if we beat the Packers, why can't we beat the fucking Bears, man?
Well, it's your turn to go first in the score predictions. So
all right.
Monday night game in Soldier Field. Who you got, A-Train?
Sold at Field. Week 10. It's a Monday nighter, November 16th, 7:15 p.m. Central on ESPN. Tune in and watch it. Oh, God. Ronster's going to be back next week, so the studio will smell a little bit better.
Hey, now.
All right. I'll pick my freak of the week here. Let's see. What do we got here? We got the Bears. Man, what are the Bears doing? I don't know what the Bears are doing this year, man. Are they good? Are they bad? What's their record? Just tell me their record. Will you tell me their record? Tell me their fucking record. Will you tell me their fucking record, Hammer?
I'm trying to remember. I think the Bears are 5-3.
All right.
Or are they 6-3?
Pretty much opposite of us.
I can't remember if they've had their bye week or not. Well, I'll look it up right now.
All right. I take a while anyway. All right. I like it much better when you go first just because I can have more time to write things and my brain can function. Okay, so I am going to say...
Okay, the Chicago Bears are 5-4.
5-4, he says.
Yep. So what say you, A-Train?
Well, I'm getting all my shit ready. Okay, I'm going to say it's a Vikings win, obviously, because I'm a fucking homer. I'm going to say Vikings win. What'd you say they are?
5-4.
Who's their quarterback?
Nick Foles.
I need information. Nick Foles, Dick Holes. Oh boy. I'm going to say that the Bears are going to put up... I just ripped a fart there. You probably couldn't hear it on the microphone, but Hammer could probably hear it in studio. It was real juicy and quiet at the same time.
I heard it.
I'm going to say that the Vikings win. I don't think we're going to put up 30 points on this defense like we did the Lions. Man, I think I'm going to have to keep sticking kind of close to my vest here. I've said a lot of the same scores. I'm going to say that the Vikings are going to put up at 24 points. I think the Bears are going to put up I think this is going to be close. I don't mean to keep picking a similar fucking score. I think it's going to be close. It's a division rival game.
Pick what you want, man.
We can both score points. They got a better D than we do. Oh, boy. Fuck. I don't fucking know, man. All right. I'm going to say, you know what? Scrap my 24. I'm going to say Vikings 28, Bears 22. 28-22.
Okay.
So fuck you.
Yeah,
That
well,
rhymed. Ha ha.
Alrighty.
Don't step on the tracks.
Guess it's my turn to pick.
It is your turn. And now that I wasted all that time, I've got all my graphics ready here on my notepad.
Well, there's a few things to consider. The Titans went in and beat the Bears in Soldier Field, and
they're also a pretty solid team.
And we
this
almost
year,
beat the Titans when we played them.
I don't know if I put a lot of salt into that.
But at the same time, this is Soldier Field, and the Vikings just never do good in Soldier Field for one reason or another.
I'd rather not think about it.
But we are playing better than we've been the last couple of weeks.
I really hope Ronster doesn't have another loss to talk about. We've never had a win since he's been guest hosting, folks. We got to SKOL and squeeze the juice for this win, everybody.
Well, I'm definitely predicting a lower scoring game than you did.
Okay.
I'm gonna predict a Bears victory.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't feel great about it, but I will predict the Bears beat the Vikings 20-16.
Wow. There's enough of a difference in our scores there. I like that.
Well, the difference is with the Vikings score.
True.
Because we're pretty close on the Bears. But
True.
It's going to come down to how our
It's going to come
offense
down
does.
to if they do this or if the Bears do 20 or less, you're going to take the Bears score if they do 22 or more. So I hope the Bears score some points, but so do we. If this is like a 30-30,
then if it's 30-30, you're gonna have it.
A-Train's coming through in the clutch.
It's all the Vikings, how much we score. That's gonna determine who wins this one.
Don't step on the tracks in the score prediction game.
Choo-choo, the A-Train will run right through it.
I'm gonna run right through you, right to that fucking firehouse sandwich,
Well,
bitch.
if I win this one coming up, it'll be 4-5, and we'll have ourselves a contest. Hey, I've won 2 in a row.
Yeah, maybe. And it wasn't planned. Wasn't it last year? Didn't it come down to literally the last game mattering?
No, that was
Or
2
that the year
years
before?
ago.
Okay.
That was 2 years ago.
You can't fucking make that shit up.
And Hammer won it.
I won last year, correct?
You won last year, but you pulled
Okay.
away, and you were up by like 3 games with
Right. Like you couldn't do it if you wanted to.
You clinched it with like.
So
2
I'm
weeks
going for
left.
2 sandwiches in a row.
Yep, but
I
I'm
think this
going
is-
for the 2 out of 3.
This is only the third year we've done it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've each won one. We're doing the rubber match this year.
Gumby, bitch. All right. Well, I think we've probably droned on for the fine Vikings Nation long enough. We're at the 68-minute mark.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. We've had way longer than that. Just go listen to one of our draft episodes where we break down the college dropouts. But yes, check out the Bears game November 16th, 7 p.m. We'll be back the Tuesday after that game with Ronster as a guest host. Hopefully he'll talk closer into the mic this time. Hammer, any final words for episode 118 for the fine people?
Hammer out.
Hammer's out. Check us out online. I haven't mentioned that yet. Broken record. Got to say it every time. You know the drill. Check us out on Facebook, on the Twitter twatter, on the Instagram. Yeah. OdinsandPodcast.com. We've got our merch. All that good stuff. Feels hokey saying it every time, but if you don't say it, if you build it, they will come, as they say in Field of Dreams. We built the website, so we get visitors. All right, that's about it. Enjoy the rest of your November 9th week, everybody. I know I'm going to enjoy the next 2 days off. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. Be sure to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Get all of the latest at odinsdenpodcast.com. SKOL!
I told you and I told you. Touchdown.